Sir, this is a very important question. I think the education in cardiology has practically not progressed at all, and what has happened is that people who are primary physicians, because the most important problem in India at 50 years back was communicable diseases, tuberculosis, malaria and other infectious diseases. So, these primary care workers or primary health care workers were well trained in these infectious diseases. But now the major problem is non-communicable diseases, which include cerebrovascular, means cardiological diseases, brain diseases and cancer, but the medical education has not been adapted to this change from communicable disease to lifestyle diseases, as we call them, and I think there the education is totally lacking. So, we have a huge problem at hand where we need to educate these primary health care givers in education for lifestyle diseases, including cardiological diseases. Field of cardiology has actually exploded, the number of patients have actually exploded, and maybe compared to 50 years back they may be 10 times more or 20 times more. But at the same time, the cardiology field has now actually graduated into subspecialties, which one of them is preventive cardiology, another is interventional cardiology, that is angioplasty, stenting, etc. Another one is arrhythmias, electrophysiology, where we have these electrical problems. Then another one is pediatric cardiology, problems of heart in young children, in even neonates, newborn children. So, lot of fields have come up. In West, now you have fellowship for intervention cardiology, you have MPH for preventive cardiology, you have fellowships for pediatric cardiology, but unfortunately in India those advanced models of training have not started, and we are trying to request MCI and other regulatory bodies to start these specialties, so that India does not lag behind. Already there are huge number of patients, already these specialties exist, subspecialties exist, and it is at the moment by experience. So, whoever has done more angioplasty will become an interventional cardiologist, anybody who does electrophysiology becomes an electrophysiologist, but no degree is available, unlike West where you actually get a degree. So, that is I think a very important area which we should urgently address. Yeah, I think that is another area. As I said, for 50 years the curriculum has remained static. What it was 50 years back, it practically same now. Even the examination pattern has not changed. With newer devices appearing, the examination system is changing. But let me go one step actually earlier. Not only medical curriculum should be revised, but in the early stages at the school age, I think it is very important to have a curriculum of medical education with specific outcomes, where they are examined on that particular aspect, and marks are given which are counted for their future thing, because I think health seeking behavior starts right from the beginning. So, once this medical education curriculum, strong medical education curriculum is present in school age, then the health seeking behavior can be expected later life. In the later life MBBS system, for example, the curriculum has been to shift the doctor from a emotional person to a non-emotional person. You may have heard that doctor is not operating on this particular patient because he is a relative. So, he will have an emotional touch to that whole thing, and therefore, it is being treated by somebody else who is not related to the patient, because they want to have a complete non-emotional attachment to the patient. But that I think has to be changed, because it is very important to have an emotional bond with the patient, because then you can understand his problems, then you can understand what he actually wants, and rather than what you want to give him, you understand what he wants from you, and then you can adapt your treatment. It is not a standard treatment for everybody. You have to understand that it is not standard for everybody. We have to deliver what the patient wants, what the patient is lacking. So, I think medical curriculum requires a complete revision, where human doctor first becomes a human being and not a calculating machine.
Cardiologists?
That is another very important area, and I think it's also a burning issue currently with the medical fraternity. So, look what happens if you take my, for example, case. I did my MBBS 5.5 years total, then I went for MD in medicine 3 years, then another fellowship in cardiology another 3 years, and then I actually went abroad, because this, as I told you, this subspecialty was not available. So, I had to go abroad for about 2 years to do fellowship in intervention cardiology. But there are attempts to give this cardiology, after MBBS only 2 years of training, and they can get a certain kind of diploma certificate where they so called become cardiologists. So, I think what has happened is to address the problem of quantity, because the super specialists are lacking, to quickly address this, to quick fix this gap. There are attempts to produce some cardiologists, as you rightly said, which while they can provide the quantity, but they can never provide the quality. So, the whole quality of medical service will go down if we follow this particular model, and if we take this shortcut and produce quick cardiologists, this whole quality will drop down, and then we will see more problems in the cardiology or any health space, less patient satisfaction, because really they are not cardiologists, really they are not super specialists. So, patients will never get fully satisfied, more of friction between doctor and the patient, and then we will hear more such kind of stories where ethics will be challenged and things like that. So, it will be a total, I think, a disaster if we follow this model, a quick fix of problem. I think the right way to go is to start more medical colleges. Since independence, I think the population has increased multifold, but the number of medical colleges unfortunately have not kept up pace. They are actually very minuscule increase in medical colleges in the country since independence, or say 1960s or something like that. So, I think what we need to do is to have more medical colleges, need to have an expansion of infrastructure where more teachers are available, medical teachers are available, where more staff is available, where more facilities are available, where you can get more students, and they need to follow that whole process of health education, whole process of medical education, rather than a shortcut, and then we can have quality along with quantity. So, I think we need to follow this model.